Hello, everyone. Welcome to ASP.NET Core 2.0 Fundamentals. My name is Meher Jandoubi. I am a medical imaging project manager at Gustave Roussy at Paris area. It's a cancer treatment specialized hospital located in Paris suburb. I am MVP on Visual Studio and Development Technologies, and I have been an advocate for ASP.NET Core since the early versions. I also run the Pluralsight Paris study group at Paris. So today we will see the platform designs, the platform design goals of ASP.NET Core, and we will see how to install the framework and the tools, and I will show you how to create apps from templates. I will focus on the configuration startup and the middleware concept. I will have a glimpse on dependency injection support and some features of MVC, Web API, and RESA pages. So the ASP.NET Core framework aims to be modular. So each feature now ships as a package, as a NuGet package. So we have a new big package, which is Microsoft ASP.NET Core.all with a wrap which is a global package that contains all the features that we need for ASP.NET Core or Entity Framework Core, or another third-party framework. So also ASP.NET Core aims to be cloud and container-based, optimized. We can the framework has a small footprint, and we can deploy a web application, ASP.NET Web application, on containers such as Docker and Windows containers. This framework is open source. We can see the source, and we can also contribute to the framework. It's already hosted on GitHub, and it aims to be fast because the ASP.NET Classic wasn't as fast as modern web apps like Node.js and other frameworks. So the Microsoft ASP.NET Core team worked on a new cross-platform tiny service, which is Kestrel, and Kestrel that runs the ASP.NET Core framework is now much faster than Go and Node.js. And today we will see the ASP.NET Core 2 version 2.0, which is 20% faster than 1.0. I want to do a survey here. Who is familiar with ASP.NET Core in general? Okay, half. How about the version 2? Who start using version 2? Okay, one person. Also, the ASP.NET Core aims to be cross-platform, so we can deploy it on Mac OS, on Linux. So all the developers that are developing on other platforms can use this framework and develop web apps. So they can use their prefer tools and editors, and the development cycle becomes efficient. So the framework it's modular, and it have modern design. It respects modern design and development, so it's easy to test it and to run it on VSTS, for instance. So let me start with the basic concept, which is middleware. I will talk about ASP.NET Core middleware, which is a software component that is assembled into application pipeline to handle requests and responses. So let me explain with this, this illustration. So first we have a client that sends a request, and we have the first middleware. The first middleware will do some logic, and it has a next method which will point to the next middleware, and the next middleware will do some logic, and also as well he has a next method. We can suppose as many as middlewares. So this set of middlewares, it composes the ASP.NET Core pipeline. So this is the pipeline, and when we arrive at a middleware which doesn't have next method, so this middleware will short circuit and will give back to the previous middleware the response, but it can do some logic. The other middleware that also can do some logic. Likewise, middleware 1, the first middleware, can do some logic, and we get back the response to the end user. So ASP.NET Core has a dependency injection support. So it's designed from the ground up on this concept, and it has a built-in container. So in order to use effectively this container, we have to respect 3 rules. The first rule, we have to explicit our dependencies. So when we depend on interfaces, on abstractions, and we don't have to new things and add our application become so coupled. So we have to explicit our dependencies into the constructor, and we configure our services in the startup configuration method. So the ASP.NET Core MVC is now unification between MVC and Web API, and we have the same namespaces for MVC and Web API. And the Raise Pages is a new feature in ASP.NET Core 2.0. So it has less of ceremony. We don't use controllers to use only to develop dynamic web pages. So we can switch to the demo now. I will start by showing you the .NET CLI. So we have a large choice of development. We can use the .NET CLI to develop ASP.NET Core applications. So in order to have the SDK, we should go to .NET/Core. And it depends on our platform. So if you are in Windows, you can install this SDK, and we will have the .NET CLI. So if I type .NET, I will get I can see what version I am using of the .NET XE, and I can do help to discover this command line interface. So I am using, just to check, I am using the version 2. So, and I will start to .NET New. And here we see we have all these templates that we can create using this using the command new. So we use command new, and we type only the noun of the project. For instance, here I can type .NET New Web, which is ASP.NET Core empty, and I can put it in a directory which is my app. I called him my app. So here with ASP.NET 2.0, we have an automatic .NET restore. So this application now is created, so I can cd to my app. I can look on the files here. I can also open it with Visual Studio Code to see more better the folder structure. So here we have a main method that run a web host create default builder. Now it's very simplified because in the previous versions we have to explicit here all our configuration. But this method create a default builder. It simplifies the things. So only we focus on our pipeline. So our pipeline is defined here in the method configure. So let me run this application using .NET CLI. So to run this application, I have to type simply .NET run. And starting to version 2.0, .NET run, do the build, and do the restore and the build if the restore is not done. So we don't have to do the build. So in order to run this application, I Control-C this URL. So here I have Hello World. So let me choose my better editor, which is Visual Studio. I will start with creating a new project from scratch. So here the different templates. Make sure to choose 2.0, not 1.1 or 1.0. So we have here empty, which is the one I will choose to start. We have also Web API templates, which only give you the possibility to generate an API, and web application, another web application template, which is based on Razor pages, and the other one web application MVC. It contains the models, the views, and the controllers. And we have other SPA templates based on Angular, React.js, or mix between React.js and Redux. So I will start with an empty project. So note here, we have deb root here. So if we have, if you use JavaScript and CSS images in our website, we put that stuff in deb root. So before in the ASP.NET Classic, we put it in the direct root. So with ASP.NET Core, all the static stuff will be put in the deb root. So for the goals of modularity, all the packages are here. So under this global package. This global package is named the meta package because it contains a lot of packages. It contains all the packages that we use with for ASP.NET Core and for the Entity Framework Core, and we can find the other third party. So when we start creating our web application, we usually we will use some feature from that meta package. So when the moment when I decide to publish to the production my web application, I don't will get all that stuff on the server. So if I do publish using command line here, so I forgot the syntax of .NET publish. So in order to remember what I have to do as options, so I write .NET publish dash help. So it said that for doing publish in another mode than the debug mode, I have to specify with the -c option. So I have to write here -c release, so it will publish all my stuff in the release folder. So let me enter to this folder. So here in the bin folder, I have a debug folder and release folder. Release folder, I have the stuff that I published. And here I have only the stuff that I use for my web application. I don't have to choose all to embed all the packages. And so where are these packages? So the packages are stored in something called the runtime store. So I will search where is my .NET exe. So it's here. Let me see it. So here, there is the store. It depends on the platform and the version of the framework of ASP.NET Core. Here, I find all the packages that my application may use. So when I deploy, when I do publish, I don't publish all that stuff. I only use what I need. So let me here explain an important concept, which is the dependency injection. So in order to depend on something, we have to inject it in the constructor. So here I will do some configuration. So I will inject configuration here. Add the needed packages. And let me use an app setting files. I will start from an empty JSON file configuration. So I will create greeting node. Hello from Ignite. I will try to show this message using this middleware. So I will change this string using the configuration that using the configuration service that I inject here. So configuration and I call my node greeting. Sorry. So if I control F5, this application which run it, I get here, hello from Ignite. Now I want to show you how to configure a middleware. So middlewares are the way, or it's a piece of code, a component software that give us the ability to write and to handle the requests, and write something at the request, which we can get it in the response. So here I have an empty pipeline. So here, I put in my pipeline 2 middlewares. So the first middleware will show this this message, and next they will invoke the following middleware, this middleware. So when we use when you use middleware that have next methods, we use this signature. So we have to specify HTTP context and request delegate that will point to the next middleware. Now, if I run this, so I get hello Ignite, goodbye for now. These are the way of writing middleware. So we can use other kind of middlewares, which we can build our own middleware. I have an extra startup here, sorry. So in order to create our middleware, we have to create a class, a simple class that doesn't inherit for any type, and we have to, in the constructor, we have to use the request delegate, which is the next pointer that will point to the next delegate. So here how to create a custom middleware, not a built-in one. And we have to use the invoke method, which will return the response. So let me show you another feature in ASP.NET Core 2.0, which is Razor Pages. So Razor Pages are the simplest way to create dynamic pages. So here, I will choose empty project again. And there is a convention. In order to create my Razor Pages, I have to create a folder, which I will name pages. And I have also to create my eraser page. So I called here index. And here I will try to write a dynamic message using C#. So the time in Orlando, Florida is now I use a C# eraser, date time now. So always it said the hello world, but this is, I don't want to show hello world. I want to show a dynamic message in this page, from this page. So Control 5 again, and I will point to my page, which is /index. Always pointing to this middleware, so I'll have to comment it. So here, in order to use eraser pages, I have to use the MVC. So eraser pages is a part of MVC, so I have to use that feature. So I add MVC here, and when I run it, it should declare also the namespace here. I broke my demo. Sorry for the demo, I have to wrap up. So ASP.NET Core is a new open source and cross-platform framework for building a modern web cloud-based application using .NET. So I use these resources for this talk. The code base is hosted on GitHub, and the document, also the documentation, and this is the link for the forums. Thank you so much.